Certainly one of the most important pieces of equipment you can have during a storm is probably one of these, a smartphone or a tablet, to stay on top of all the latest information you need should you lose power. Eyewitness News reporter Ted Nesi, actually WPRI.com reporter Ted Nesi, has been tracking details for us online.
Yes, he's been tracking Twitter. He showed us a picture from NASA a little while ago, and he's been following the trends, because when there's big storms like this and people are at home and they have their tablets out and their smartphones, they start tweeting and talking. And Ted, what's going on?
Well, I just spoke with a spokesman for Providence Mayor Angel Taveras. Just got off the phone with him. The mayor is in the Command Operations Center at the Providence Emergency Management Agency, along with other city officials who are watching the storm. They say so far people seem to be complying with the rules about staying off the roads, but they are not kidding. He says the parking ban went into effect at noon, and they are going to be towing people in Providence early this afternoon. Even if the snow doesn't look too bad, they said that they want to get those cars off the roads before it's too late and they can no longer tow. Another thing he said, there are actually fines in Providence, $20 all the way up to $500 if you don't clear the snow and ice off your property after the snow stops falling. You have about 8 hours after that, so that's something that they want people to be aware of. We're also continuing to watch as information comes in on Twitter. The way we're keeping people up to date on that on WPRI.com is with our Storm Beat page. That's where we're putting all our updates as they come in. We've got information here, the forecast, we've got top headlines. Now there are states of emergency in Massachusetts, Connecticut, and Rhode Island. We've also got transit information. As far as we can tell, just about everything is shutting down early this afternoon. Amtrak has suspended all train service. A report from the Boston Globe that the last train left South Station around 1 o'clock p.m. and it was pretty much sold out as people try to get out of Dodge before the comes in. TF Green, nearly all flights have been canceled. We've also got town by town information down here that we're keeping up to date from Attleboro, Barrington, Bristol, Burrillville, and on down the list. We'll be looking at parking bans. Parking bans are piling up. So if you've got a car outside your house or outside your business, you may want to check and find out if your community is no longer allowing parking, because they're going to be enforcing that. Some more information we have out of Providence. They've pre-treated the roads, and they also have relatively few vehicles out right now. I think if I look at my notes here, a couple dozen, but they have 142 pieces of equipment that'll be working through the night, because as Michelle's been saying, they're expecting the worst of the storm will be happening between about 5, 6 p.m. this evening all the way through the night as it gets bad, and they want to keep up with the roads as best they can. But they've learned from previous storms that when things get this bad, there comes a point where you can't keep up. And the key for them is to be able to let emergency vehicles and the other plows get across the roads. In Massachusetts, they've taken the step of actually banning all non-emergency vehicles from the roadways at 4 p.m. That's an order from Governor Deval Patrick. He signed it this afternoon. Fines and even jail time possible, according to the Boston Globe, if you don't comply with that in Massachusetts. So officials are taking this very seriously. Power outages are another key concern, something we're looking at for later in the day, because you have heavy snow coming and wind. If you lose power, we're going to continue to update on WPRI.com, as I mentioned. You can get that on your tablet, on your mobile phone. Keep those charged while you still have power this afternoon. We'll also be live streaming all our newscasts online, so you'll be able to get that. And if you have a radio and you lose power and you need to listen, we're going to air Eyewitness News at 10 on Fox and at 11 on WPRI 12 on the radio. You can catch that on WPRO 630. So a lot of ways to keep up with information. As I said, all the latest information we get on our Storm Beat page, and we're in touch with officials all across Rhode Island and southeastern Massachusetts to get that information to you as you need it. But right now, there's just one message, and it's get off the roads and stay off the roads till this storm is over. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Ted. And before we really start to get deep into the heavy snow, before things really start to kind of go really downhill, we want to pass along some important emergency phone numbers to keep handy, just in case your power or other utility services go out or you experience trouble.
For National Grid power outages in Rhode Island or Massachusetts, call 1-800-465-1212. For National Grid gas leak or an emergency in Rhode Island, it's 800-640-1595.
For National Grid gas leaks or an emergency in Massachusetts, here's the number, 1-800-233-5325. And to report a power emergency in the Pasco Utility District, here's the number, 401-568-6222. For those of you on N-Star in the south coast of Massachusetts, the number 1-800-592 2,000.
And we'll be running these numbers on the air periodically throughout the afternoon and evening. We'll also post them, of course, on our website, WPRI.com.